funding needs to be obtained so construction on 2 surface water irrigation projects may continue.
The Biomeda and Grand Prairie irrigation projects are an important part of the Arkansas State Water Plan, as they're designed to reduce water use from the alluvial and Sparta aquifers. Construction's been underway for several years on the Grand Prairie Station at Duval's Bluff and Biomeda Station near Scott in Pulaski County. A congressional ban on earmarks is threatening to mothball the projects if new funding sources can't be obtained. State and project leaders are hopeful $11.4 million the Corps of Engineers has available may be reprogrammed to keep construction on the pump stations moving forward. Speaking in Lone Oak recently, Senator Mark Pryor said the projects will benefit more than just Arkansas farmers.
It's important to the farmers, but also you have to remember that we think there are hundreds of communities that get their drinking water from those 2 aquifers all over the country. Those aquifers go under 8 states. So this is not just an Arkansas kind of Biomeda Grand Prairie area issue. We're really trying to help everybody, people in 8 states, by doing this.
Pryor's been able to obtain Senate approval for the Corps of Engineer funds to be reprogrammed, but a House subcommittee hasn't acted on it and time's running out. The funds must be obtained by the end of the fiscal year, September 30th, or construction will come to a halt. Randy Young, director of the Arkansas Natural Resources Commission, says mothballing the projects should not be an option.
It costs a ton of extra money to shut down construction, to maintain what you've already built in a safe manner, and then to restart all the contractors again. It just adds more cost to the project, and we absolutely need to avoid that.
The Grand Prairie project will take water from the White River during times of high flow and store it for use by farmers in Arkansas, Lone Oak, Monroe, and Prairie counties. The Biomeda station will provide water from the Arkansas River to help fill reservoirs in Arkansas, Jefferson, Lone Oak, Prairie, and Pulaski counties. This project will also control flooding and protect fish and wildlife habitat. Mike Freeze co-owns Keogh Fish Farm in Lone Oak County. He and other aquacultural producers depend on groundwater to fill their ponds and says it doesn't make sense to stop construction on the projects before they're completed.
Certainly when we're 5 miles from the Arkansas River and you see that a large amount of water that flows by, and we're talking about tapping just a very minute part of that, and primarily during the winter when the river's at maximum flow anyway, it just makes, especially with these projects being this far along, good common sense not to mothball them, not to waste taxpayers' money, and to go see them through completion.
The Grand Prairie project has a $500 million price tag, while the Biomeda project will cost an estimated $640 million when it's complete. To date, Young says about $210 million has been spent on the 2 projects. If construction's allowed to continue, phase 1 of the projects may be completed next summer.
You know, we can actually, with both of those projects, start providing some level of water to farmers in that critical groundwater area without having the total projects completed. So that's what our current goal is, to get the level of funding for what you could call the first phase, so that you can operate the pumping plants and start delivering water in the headwaters, so to speak, or the upper end of the project area.
This rendering shows what the Biomeda pump station will look like when it's complete. Pryor is urging constituents to contact their House members and ask them to do what they can to expedite the reprogramming of Corps of Engineer funds so these projects may become a reality.